Well, we're here again today with most of you. If you haven't been here before, guess what? My name is Ray. Last name is Reynolds. Write it down. Every one of you should have a tablet and pen in front of you. I'm going to give you what I call rules and tools. And if you do exactly what I tell you to do, I can get you to millionaire. Is it easy? No. All right. If it was, everybody would do it, right? Reality today is we have some problems. And the reality is we have to do is understand how to fight through the pain. Not easy. So, tablet and pen time. That means you get out that tablet, you get that pen, you write down today's date. Everything to me is time sensitive. In other words, if I start something today, I want to make sure every day I get forward towards that goal. I know I'm going to get knocked down. I'm going to get knocked down many times. Like today, we got knocked down. Can you imagine? We got a client who gave us a check, cashier's check, a month ago. Cashier's check. They put it on hold. They cleared the bank. Guess what the bank did today? They reversed it for $32,000. Are you freaking kidding me? We had a no shit day. Well, what do? Reality is, guess what? If you're not willing to fight through the pain, you're going to get your assets kicked. But the bottom line is this is live. So if you have a comment or two, write it down. In the beginning, I'm always going to say no pictures, no recording. I like to understand mindset. We have to fight through the pain because there's always somebody getting in our way. So I always write down, see it, believe it, go get it. I created that when I was about 9.5 years old at the Torrance Library. I wrote down, see what I want. I wrote down my list. I prayed, believed it, and went and got get it. That's what I did. There's me in 1981. Fastest kick, highest kick on planet Earth. All I can tell you is I have no excuses. And I think most people have excuses. Sorry, half the people in this world are freaking lazy. But again, you got to be a little crazy like me just to go get it. So we can have some fun. I like goodies. You like goodies? See, I like Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and all the goodies that we want. But again, the next thing is maybe what the mansions in the harbor. I'm taking those too. See, I got lucky while I was being used and abused as a kid. I paid attention. And I got to millionaire corporate structure at 14 and a half, double billion at 26. So if you listen and learn, I bet you I can teach you a thing or two. But again, you're going to have to follow through. There goes that rhyming thing I always do all the time. So understand mindset. Here's how I looked at it. If I could touch it, I could kick it. Well, since I can do splits every which way, and we can all jump up and touch the basketball hoop or the strings. Strings are 9, the hoop's 10. It was pretty simple. So guess what? Those lights were 13 feet. So if I could touch it, I could kick it. So that's what I put in my head. I can always accomplish every goal I ever had. I've never thought I couldn't, so I just did it. I don't have excuses. You just do it. Get it out of the way. But that's up to you. Now, I want you to think today. Let's think. Every goal you have right now has 38 steps. That's right. You write down a list of goals, whatever you have. There's 38 steps to get each goal. That's it. But then you have to understand something. You're going to have to listen to something and see it 8 times. It takes 8 times for someone or something to be mastered. And that's what we've got to do. Then we have to apply knowledge and have to ask a bunch of questions. See, what we want to do is have it as routine, the ultimate goal. Now, I didn't know any better. I had my 22,000 payphones, 17 and a half years old. I had 19 houses. I put them in division process to get it free to my loan to value because it told me I could get number 20. I just thought they were silly and dumb. So I turned around and called it auto income. I named it auto income. So I went to like 10,000 to 100,000 a month. See, every one of you can do that between this year if you want to, but it's going to be up to you. So I'd like you to take that tablet and pen and write this down. I want both sides of this. So let's understand. If a Bank of America or any bank or Wells Fargo, Chase, US Bank have a branch number, they have a separate tax ID. If it's a store, it has a store number. Cities have the same thing. So they bankrupt locations and basically keep all the assets right off from their taxes. When you should have 3 divisions of you didn't do that. You brought the pain home. You allowed yourself to actually bring the pain home and be the sheep and the duck. Write down 3 divisions of me. Let's understand today. If we can listen and learn today and open our ears and turn these up real loud, we can get to the American dream. Not easy. Someone's going to try to kick your ass head. And that's how it works. Okay, so let's play this way. We look at Sam's Club, Geico, we look at basically Walmart. They do the same thing. See, the world is changing today, and we have to understand how to repackage ourselves. So let's understand, let's write down flat out right now, never bring the pain home. Let's stop doing that. Let's stop bringing the pain home, which means very simple. Every credit card you have in your personal wallet needs a sticky. You got to dummy proof it. If you got a $10,000 card, you go, whoa, look at, we got $10,000. I need to go shopping. Problem is, you didn't understand that. $10,000 is only good for $2,900. See, I wrote the rules and tools for the credit system when I trained Ken Yarborough. So if you take a card past 29%, your score drops. You get stuck. You can't get any more. You bring the pain home to you and your family. I call that silly and dumb, by the way. Then the excuses are, I lost my job, I had an emergency. Excuse me. All cards fluctuate, but these two, they don't fluctuate, which means they can be maxed out to $100 million, $2 million, no matter what. This here can maintain a 750 score. See, we're all measured by a number. The bottom line is it might be the social security number, it might be the credit score. So if we really want to be a certified CFO, we're going to have a mindset to see it, believe it, go get it. We have to get through that process. The ultimate goal is look behind the curtain to create a blueprint to get to millionaire. Now, I don't know why you didn't do it before, but you didn't. So let's do this. Let's write down, see it, believe it, go get it. The ultimate goal. So as we do this today, I want to repackage you kind of like Humpty Dumpty. I think my way works and your way sucks. Sorry, did I say that out loud? I think the world's doing it wrong, to be honest with you. I just like to get to millionaire. So let's understand. So my ass, it's as high as 6 a locker. All right. See, you can reach your highest goal if you want to. But I want to think about $100 million buildings, million Lamborghinis, all right, mansions and the yachts and the race boats and the harbor, having fun. See, your goal should be is I have a corporation. I want a bunch of divisions. See, the problem with the corporation, if they sue it, they sue you. I'll show you what that means tonight too. So a division process, understand. All right, my first question to you, do you want to be a millionaire? See, the most time you're going to say yes. The answer is actually no. Do you want to be a millionaire corporation? Because how you receive money matters, not to pay tax till you're profitable. So if we look at the rich and famous people, or even Colonel Sanders or McDonald's and all these things, how old were they when they started? So we got to understand something. The biggest problem you got is money. Are you winning the lottery? You getting a raise today? So let's understand. This is $10 million of credit. I've been building this since I was about 9.5 years old, just for the fun of it, because it came in the mail when I applied for a corporation. So money, let's see, money. Are you getting a raise? Are you winning the lottery today? Or do you need a bunch of this to go get your goodies? You see, corporate credit didn't show up on your personal file. Corporate credit's a write-off. And you can be a certified CFO. You could, if you're ready, I can get you there. But again, what do we have to do? Let's understand something right now. All right, I want you to write it down, CFO. You have to be a CFO for your personal life and your business life. We should have 100,000 of personal credit, maybe 2 of these. Okay, we shouldn't use more than 29%. 71,000 of safety in case you have no shit day, week, month, or year. So we all go through bad times. But at the end of the day, does anybody really care? I don't think they do. But again, if we did this correctly, it gives you 71,000 of safety credit in case you have an oh, you know what day, week, day, or month, or year. Corporations should always have $250,000 of credit. If we had 3 divisions in a corporation, that's $1 million of credit. See, that's your goal. That's your mindset today. That's what you should let me do for you. Now, you need 9 to 18 divisions. Let's understand. If a corporation is a management company, and it manages entities called divisions, you're creating a line of defense. If you screw up a division, you can disconnect, isolate, incorporate, and throw the sucker away. Problem right now, you got a corporation, you have any divisions. You don't even know what a division process is. So if we do this as auto income, $100,000 to $500,000 of credit. All right, so what do we want? Auto income. Let's go get $5,000 a month, 10,000, 50,000, 100,000 or more. See, you got to protect your assets while you're doing this anyway. There's always someone trying to take it away, and it kind of sucks. So if we do this correctly today, we can understand at the end of the day, it's very simple. All right, sorry, this is kind of blunt. All right, it's not nothing personal. Bullshit doesn't pay your bills. See, 87% of you have an excuse, and that's the problem. You're afraid to do something because A, you maybe got ripped off by friends and family. You spend thousands and the crap didn't work, and now you're afraid to do anything. So what do? We sit there going like this, or we go get it. So today, if I said find $2,500 because I'm going to hand you all your goals, would you find the 2,500? You're probably saying yes. Then 5 minutes later, the answer is no. See, you're so wishy-washy sometimes, it's like nuts. I got to get you past go. So let's understand. All right, I always try to put somebody new every couple of weeks. Robert and Joanne are very nice people. Okay, very nice. Okay, Robert's retired. Okay, Joanne's a school teacher and in accounting, and she does all kinds of fun stuff. Now, I rebuilt her credit and his credit, all right, literally to 740, took 89 days. 89 days to put their score to a 740, okay? See, husband and wife gives me 2 CFOs, same corporate divisions or 2 corps at the same time. I like that. American Express personal and business. We want these cards because they don't fluctuate. All right, the personal credit got to 72,556 days. Sometimes my brain just, too much. So 72,500 personal credit. Okay, then what do we get? We had 233,000 of business credit, but it took 210 days. You see, I have no magic wand. Mine's broken. It'll work. So if we do this correctly, now understand, some people want a big line of credit like Stellar Bank gives, or maybe Chase's 250. But again, American Express, through their platform, their dashboard allows you up to $250,000, or what's called a blueprint loan. They named after me, they said, years ago. So let's say, if I use this card, you give me the card, I pop you, and I do a division of your corp under my corporation, I'm allowed to use my bank accounts. That show $500,000 a month in several of them, or millions of dollars too. So in other words, it's like a slam dunk to get you 250,000. But it also depends based on the structure of you as you do things too. So I got them 196,000 blueprint loan. I was trying for 250, but I only got 196. What can I say? So that's what we got. Okay. So the main thing is getting a blueprint loan. Now they wanted a storage unit because that's one of my favorite things that I try to put people in. Storage unit, car wash, laundromat, dry clean, something that doesn't take people to run it, third-party management. Maybe it's an apartment complex. So this is what I like to do for you. The down payment on that unit was $165,000. So in other words, it's a little expensive, but again, this one they want more money, and the reality is it makes more money. So we took from the 196. So the next thing we're going to look at is this. What do we? So we got 22,000 coming in on a monthly base. Now for you, that's the corporation. Corporation receives money, pays tax when it's profitable. So we're trying to build monthly income, the ultimate goal. Now, 3 other locations, auto income, closed escrow. What do we have now? 119,230 monthly income. So the goal is, where do we start to get a little piece and get more pieces and pieces and pieces? That's the division process. That's what I like to do with you, and we can partner together as well. So now we got 1.430 million a year. So $1.5 million coming in. Now, this is the time that I always have certain rules. I don't like clients who want to quit their job or whatever. I always say enhance income. Down the road, replace it. I believe you need 3 entities of auto income. Auto income. So yearly, monthly income that's up and away, and that's what our ultimate goal is. 119, almost 120,000 a month. Corporation exorbitant, doesn't pay tax, so it's profitable. It makes sense. Next, what do we do? Now, yearly income $1.4 million, but here's the thing we got to look at. Okay, how did they get started? What I always like people to do is when they get into a program, a lot of times you can use credit that I build you to actually finance the dream. They started with $5,000. So $5,000, and they basically let me build credit and credit, so they build it up and away. Now, if they would have done things faster and quicker, they're gonna, it wouldn't take so long. But again, isn't the goal to get to that 100,000 a month? So let's say today, as we're trying to get to the biggest things we want, we have to have our list. I believe you need a daily list, your goal list, your weekly list, and your project list. So I think you got to understand, when you apply knowledge or try to do something, there are 1,000 things to try to kick you in the ass at. It just happens to all of us. So let's understand. If you like, let me build your list for you. That's what coaching is all about, our phone calls. So I can build your list for you, and then I can tell you what's next, okay? I don't want you to really think. I want you to do what I tell you to do. Is that okay? Now, if you don't have a corporation that's 2 years old and need one for a line of credit at the bank, we have them in stock. Now, here's what my old shit day started with today. Woke up. I'm up every day at 2:25 in the morning. On my knees, thank you, Jesus, for yesterday, today, tomorrow, too, and forgiveness. In Jesus' name, amen. I go look in the mirror. Then I always check all the emails and things I have to do in bank accounts. And I got an alert from Bank of America. I had a client give me a cashier's check, deposit on basically January 31st. Bank of America put it on hold for 10 days. It cleared, and now they want to take it back. This is over a month later. So $32,000 big hole. When I have problems before I just transfer, if I'm doing an event that day, I allow clients to get a big discount. And if they don't, it's okay. I just transfer and they just missed out. That's how I look at it. So during this here, extra discounts during this webinar tonight. If you don't do it, don't worry, you blew it, okay? It's like basically you want a phone call. I am $3,000 an hour, $25,000 a day in most cases for big companies. For you, I'm $399. If you wanted a phone call today, because I'm trying to basically, before I transfer anything, I'm going to give you a phone call for $199 if you Zelled. If you don't Zell, you miss the opportunity. So let's think about a blueprint call. Blueprint's very simple. I believe I need to get to know you. I believe I need to talk about your past, present, and future. I believe I need to think about, did you screw up Bank of America or Chase or American Express? Do you have a bankruptcy or a tax problem? See, I got to understand these things. Family, do you have a family and kids? See, the corporation's good, but the reality is you think it's going to protect you, and it is not. Next thing, we have to look at divisions. The average person, believe it or not, should have about 50 divisions if they want to get to $5 million. Now, if they only want $1 million, they only need probably about 18. See, based on how you set it up is what you're going to do and accomplish. Division process. Irrevocable trust has to be considered because you have to plan to die. That's right. We're going to plan to live. We're going to plan to die. Can you imagine the average person gets stuck in their stuff in probate because they didn't spend $30? See, people are stupid. I mean, they just stupid. For $30, you could have protected your assets, so when you're dead, your family don't have to get stuck in probate. But you didn't spend the $30. So again, car should be belong to a division of a corporation. The house you have today should have been bought through the trust. See, you told everybody you own it. So we have to look at auto income, and we have to look at basically cash flow fee per time, which I put in my system 49 years ago, winning the game of business. Now I'm going to make up prices right off my head, and if you don't take a picture when I say it, then you blew that too. Now it's like a blueprint call. This is an hour long with husband and wife. That's right, husband and wife. I want to have you both, or maybe part of life. The office sells it for $19.99. Tonight it is $6.99 if you sell it tonight. But again, if you don't, then you blew it. That's up to you. So before I make a big transfer today, I want to give you a better discount. So not $9.99, $6.99. So I give the chance to the client to have some fun. So here, let's take a picture of this. All right, we had to change Zelle because that bank account that got screwed up with that check from the client, we have to use the other Zelle. So make sure you take a picture of Zelle tonight because you want to make sure you send it to the right one. There it is. Okay, and that's the goal. It's a new Zelle to take your picture. If you get something tonight in Zelle, then you get to win the extra discount. If it's tomorrow, sorry, the answer is no. Flat no. Okay, it's that simple. Now, a corporation's a legal person. That's a gift. I was smart enough as a kid to teach me myself to read 2.5 years old. And when I heard a corporation's a legal person, I was 7.5 years old listening to a silly poker game. I wrote my little notes. They said it. Wrote my boss to go down to the Torrance Police Department. Next day, library. Ma'am, what does this mean? I was asking nicely. She would just mean. I wanted to know exactly what a corporation legal person meant. See, I'm flesh. Ow, 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 that hurts. But a corporation is a legal what? Person of law. Ooh, I like that. You see, well, we have to understand the problem with you and me in the beginning, I didn't pay attention. It says may sue or be sued. You see, you got to realize your corporation is on Secretary of State's website, shows your name. Then you say, I got a registered agent. Well, the bottom line is have to serve for you anyway, get around that. And then when they sue the corp, they sue you because you're on the bank account. And then 5 questions later, they pierced your veil because you did silly and dumb. So what do we do? Helping Hand is the first corporation I set up. It cost me $10, $10. $10 to get Helping Hand started. That's it. I mailed away a money order. Now, the weird thing happened back then is I got $100,000 credit cards in the mail. See, people were getting credit cards in the mail for people and corporations all the time. I got named in the movie Dave, by the way. So next thing I screwed up. Yeah, I screwed up. At 12 and a half, I started the Orange County Blind Center, and the Braille Institution sued me because I used the word Braille. See, the goal is to never bring the pain home, the ultimate goal. Now, the big lie we have is very simple. Okay, you think a corporation is going to protect you, and I'm going to prove the fact that it pierces your veil when you basically do anything like sign for the car, the building, and the credit card. See, when you sign something on behalf of the corporation, if it fails and files bankruptcy in the Federal Protection Act, public record again, not here to be CPA an attorney, then they come get you. You guaranteed it. When I was training Ken Yarborough, our security chief at TRW in Experian, reality is we wrote a book together called File Segregation. I realized I didn't like it, the way he wanted to do things. So I said, no, I don't like that. But he complained that my divisions or divisions of me took up 3 to 6 months. Hey, if I can file something and publish it, and the IRS gives me a legitimate tax ID, sign me up. See, a division of you can protect your privacy, but you're busy going, think it's going to protect you. I'm sorry, what you're doing is silly and dumb. Now, if we're going to partner up in something, I have to repackage you my way. Because again, I think your way sucks. So if we look at today's date, and we're going to go get the goodie, the ultimate goal is adding you to my credit system. Now, if you get into one of my coaching programs, that means you're stuck with me. That means I look through your process, and basically what I do, every 5 days, I analyze you. Every 5 days, you get one of these. Okay, I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do. They started at a 668, and I got them to an 800. Is that okay? All right, I usually give most people the 800s. So there's the graph. It goes up, up, and away. So the ultimate goal is to build them and get green lights. So if I work with you, what's going to happen is we're going to get you where you need to go. You have to be a certified CFO. But again, I'm going to look at your file every 5 days. Now, what is the ultimate goal? Money. We need money to come in to basically pay our bills. So we're going to focus on 10,000. We're going to focus on 50,000 and 100,000 of income. That's the goal. Yearly, monthly, weekly, and daily. So if you want, you can even get a referral program. We sell people thousands of dollars on a daily basis when they get into referral or affiliate program. So you help me, help you, and help other people too. So let's understand today. I'd like you to look in the mirror sometime today. All right, just stare at yourself in the mirror. That's all I'd like you to do. 5 minutes. Okay, not brush your teeth or put on your makeup. I'd like you to think about yesterday, the day before that, and today. Did you do anything different? The answer is usually no. See, your routine is basically kind of boring, but you have to shake it up a little bit. Get an hour earlier up and get your me time. Now, let's think about today if we wanted the repo list. Car, boat, house, apartment complex, duplex. Probate list, divorce list, bankruptcy list. Maybe you want to sell supply and vendor credit, all right, because you want to make some money, and if you have shitty credit, it's okay, because you can steal that too. But a corporation with division process, getting up to $1 million of credit, you can build about a $10 million company in about 36 months. And the first thing is don't think, just do. Reality is simple. Now, Mary. Here's a client. They became a client after they screwed it up, like most of you. Okay, because I've been teaching and preaching for 49 years. Where you been? Mary's Ivy League education marries her sweetheart from the 3rd grade. Both Ivy League. Okay, $250,000 a year. No problem. Mary's making lots of money, so his husband. Got a house, 2 kids, a dog, cat, and a fish. Mary wants to start a restaurant. So what does Mary do? She gives $10,000 to the attorney, look at the lease and make sure it's good, and then from there, $5,000 to the CPA. So everything Mary's doing is the right thing, she believes, and I'm going to say it's wrong. Mary used basically $98,000 of personal credit. She took that 800 score, dropped it to a 610. Boom, dropped it. She calls the attorney, CPA, what did they do? What are they going to say? Maybe. They have no idea what the hell they're doing. They focus on a piece. They don't know all the pieces. So they couldn't answer her question. Now, the attorney had her guarantee the lease for 10 years. When the restaurant failed, it filed bankruptcy. Since you guaranteed it, it came after her. She lost her house, and her husband divorced her 3 weeks later. So the problem with Mary is she should have came to see me first, and that restaurant should have been a division, guaranteed by the division. You see, banks and grocery stores and cities do this in front of you, and your problem is you don't know how to play the game to win. And you look at silly people, you need all these LLCs. No, you don't. So for me, since I was a little kid, it's very simple. People would ask how I'm doing. I always answered one thing: always good. I got clients, and when I call them and say, how you doing, da 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 da, and they ask, how you doing? Always good. They go, I'm glad I need to hear that. So for me, it's always good because that was a mindset. It stuck with me all my life. And I'm going to say thank you, Jesus, for that too. Now, this is 2025. This means this year's the year to run and not look back. But again, you have to brainwash yourself. You will accomplish a goal, and say it 10 times a day, and no ifs, buts, or maybes. You just do it. That's what I've always done all my life. Now I'm going to focus on boring and steady. Let's think today. Let's say that someone drove you around your city today, and this time you paid attention. How many Wendy's can you find? How many storage units, gas stations, apartment complexes? You pull down that visor, you ask yourself a question in that mirror: why the blank don't you own these things? Come on. All right, George here pissed away $300,000 on a piece of crap business, and basically what? He wanted to run it. John did the same stupid thing over here. But what happened? Why don't we get a business that's run by a third party? Okay, so then you just become the bank. You're an investor. Now, when I turned 26, I had a big fear. So I had my mansions in Havasu, Big Bear, and the harbor, everything else around the world. And what did I do? I thought by the time I was 27, I'd get fat, ugly, and die. That was my biggest fear: fat, ugly, and die. When you have everything you want, what do? Well, I have everything I want now. I just want to help people. So if we basically become an investor, that means if I build you credit, 100,000, 200,000 of credit, you can use that money to finance the business. Your problem is you've been taking the money from you and your family. That's silly and dumb. Why would anybody do that? Auto income. All right, so let's play. Now, if you are serious, see, my programs are not for wimps. They're not for basically, I think about it. You got to be dedicated. You want 100,000 of personal and business. You want to kill it, because that's how it works. So let's say my location system is very nice. I'll find you a location. I'll guide you to go close your escrow. We'll do it together. I'll do it for you. 3 ways to do it. And if you don't have an excuse, if I'll do it for you too. So that way we reach the goal. Okay, we don't stop till we reach it. So let's think, if you're in coaching, my goal is to give you a list, a broker's list, and then from there we can work together on it, or I can do it for you. We can even partner up. But that's serious people who want a coaching program with me personally. Now, take a picture here. This is where you want to think about this type of business, or these businesses, into that 100,000 a month. Again, you do, we do, or we do it for you. Now, for instance, let's take some examples. Okay, here's Robert. It took him 4 months to get to 35,000 a month, but he didn't have as much crap to fix. So about 4 months, almost 5 months to do it. Not too bad. He's going to do more and more and more. So again, maybe it's your turn. Next thing, we have David here. David took 8 months to get to 96,000 a month. Okay, now he's doing phenomenal. He's doing nuts, millions a year. But again, what happens? We look at Katie. She did 225. She's a little go-getter. But again, it's like anything else. Maybe it's your turn. So if we play Peter, he's just phenomenal. He does his marketing and everything else. So again, every one of you can be like these people that allow me to coach them to get where they want to go. So let's think. Today, our goal is, say, Ray Reynolds, auto income. Okay, what did I do? I invented division process 8586. So if I take a corporation and I take one credit card, okay, let's say American Express Gold Card, unlimited $100,000, okay? What if I want 9 more cards? I developed something called daisy chaining credit. Corporation gets one, I ask for 9 more cards. All right, what is 10 times 100,000? So one card can become $1 million. Now there's only 10 cards I like anyway. That can become $10 million of credit. Every division should basically have some type of business, and it should be a different function. This is basically what I call $100,000 to $1 million a month auto income, and this would be where financial freedom. Take your picture of that, please, because that's your goal. You should actually frame it, put it in your desk at your office or your refrigerator at home. That's what you should actually be doing today. Now, if we look at this, remember, it takes $100,000 of credit to put half of it down in one of these programs into a business. We need $100,000 of personal safety. So that means corporate credits are write-off. We don't have to hurt our family, take it from the family, and we get this like free money and finance itself. So your goal should be $200,000, $100,000 personal and business, if you want to reach it. From there, you're probably 45 to 75 years old. You played it safe, never took a chance, or you get your assets kicked. It's up to you. I believe your biggest mistake is your lack of commitment. All right, it's like today. Do you know how easy it is to give up? I get a cashier's check a month ago into B of A, and they let it hold for 10 days, and then they reverse it a month later. Are you kidding me? So what happens? It's like, this is like, oh shit. So these are things that happen all the time in business. So you got to fight through the pain. Not easy. If it was easy, everybody would do it. But I think most of you gave up on yourself, to be honest with you. But again, I'll help you get to where you want to go if you want. All right. The average person, I watch them go through this office and they go out to lunch and break and they come back with a bag of crap in a bag. They eat terrible. They spend 15 to 20 bucks for a bag of crap in the bag every day. So every other day it's like 50 bucks. Did you know $5,000 on a corporate credit card is $50 a month? For what you waste or piss away on a monthly base, you could take $50,000 to $100,000 and finance the dream, but it's up to you. Are you willing to listen and learn? Now let's think about today. Freddie Mac, 203K, HUD. Let's think about a way to get the property with about 5 to 10% down. What do we use? Corporate credit. What do we do? Put it in a division. Why don't we think about the DSC or loans that basically loans you have positive cash flow? It's a slam dunk. See, we all should be working this process here, learn to be the bank. Now, we're going to do all the work for you if you want. All you get is income. So if I build here, use this, you get income, there you go. And you become the bank. I think everybody should become the bank. So if we play this game, we get to win. All right. Now, I had a problem in the late 80s and 90s. Every time I turn around, they say loan to value. What? I got $1 million in the bank plus, and you're telling me what? So when I put things in my divisions, I never had that problem again. Here's about $500 million of goodies, okay? God's gift, the mansion in the harbor. I had a problem. I had 3 yachts, 2 race boats, a Duffy, and a Sea-Doo, bunch of Sea-Doos. It's like they're all over the place on all the islands. I decided to get the largest house and the largest U-Dock, so I put it all in the backyard. That's what I did. So today it's like the Duffy. I wanted a Duffy. We cruise the harbor on a business trip, looking around about properties, write it all off, and take the wife over to Captain Jack's, but she's also a CFO. That was a business dinner. Isn't that fun? So if we want the big building in the Lamborghini, we can go get it. I did. Why not you? So let's understand. Reaching the highest goal ever. Now here's me hitting my head that night. Owie, owie, owie. My hair's still up. I'm on my way down. And my ass is a high 6-foot locker. We just put all these lockers in a row, and I'd jump over the damn lockers for the hell of it. It was just fun stuff. But I got a big gouge that night. All right, that's okay. It's only 13 feet. The Guinness Book of Records comes out, and he pissed me off. Where's the wires? I thought he was a jerk. So I jumped up right from there, straight up, and kicked out the lights. Boom. These people had to look out of the way. But again, you can go get your goal if you want to. So I believe you can get your goal, and I think it's up to you. Get out of your own way. Fire yourself. So here what we did after the coma. Richard Bishop, my grandfather, won the Olympics in 1932. Call him Coach Bishop, Roosevelt High. Maybe he's the reason I jumped so high. I don't know. But to me, it looks like Al Capone. Now, the word no does not mean no. You heard it, you accepted it, and you didn't realize, you didn't feel comfortable half the time when they told you no. I thought when they told me they were just stupid people. So I wanted to get around that. My dream for me was the Red Reynolds University. All right, 22,000 square foot building, Irvine Spectrum, Wet Technology Drive. You go into the building, if Betty lets you back to the back room, you see B of A, Chase, US Bank, things, franchise, ADP, you see these rooms in a big classroom and all these people. Again, that was my dream, to get to $1 million a day, and I accomplished the goal. Then I got to die in a coma. That kind of sucks. Had a bad day that day too. So bad customer. Could you imagine depositing a check in B of A, cashier's check, a month ago, and then they reverse it because what? Because that's impossible. It's called the fruit of the poison of the seed. If the check they deposited in their account and got a cashier's check and paid me, they can pull it back anytime because it's fraud. That customer is probably going to go to prison. Okay, what he did is actually in his state, it's actually a felony. That's RICO, racketeering. So again, $32,000. Are you kidding me? So before I do a transfer today, I figure, well, I'm doing a broadcast. Let's see if people want some extra discounts. If they don't, it's okay. We just solve the problem. So extra discounts tonight. Okay. Now let's see. If you want to copy the Millionaire's Founders Kit, there's 12 books, 12 CDs. I designed it for every month you learn something again and again. At the end of 12 months, you have a full blueprint of $1 million corporation. That's how it was designed. Now, I sold it at the Bonaventure for $5,000 a set for 32 years. It's, Wednesday night stuff. I was the second largest advertiser in Los Angeles. So if you want a copy of it, the office is $9.99. I'm normally $4.99. Tonight, it's $250 if it's a Zelle. If not, then you just miss the opportunity. The real estate system, I invented Homestead Blocker, UCC1, chattel mortgage. I found a way that I can make sure they don't pay. I get their goodies anyway. And I get an insurance claim for $65,000. So when I lose, I win. Financial system was buckets of money, tax balance, you become the bank. So what do we get to do? The office, $19.99. I am basically $9.99, half price, but again, tonight it's $500 for both of those if you did it tonight. Now let's think. I'm online 6 days a week. 6 days a week you can play with me and ask questions and all kinds of stuff. Again, I have specialty classes. So in other words, last week, we did basically leveraging money. Are we going to be coming to the bank when we've done on Bradstreet? Then cars and equipment. So specialty classes in a rotation. Since you're here tonight, I'm going to invite every one of you to the specialty class this weekend. Again, let's think about money. Well, our government has portholes. Cities do too. How about we go get some grant money? They're giving it away up to $10 billion. Let's go get some grant money tonight. So let's think. If you have a nonprofit corporation, you still got to go to 1023. That's the form you fill out from irs.gov to get a 501c3 exemption for public benefit. Be careful because people want to charge you about $15,000 for that. Go to my workshop for free, okay? I'll show you how to do it yourself. Got workshops every 8 weeks, okay? Now let's say I wanted a nonprofit tonight, and I did it today, then I have to wait till next year for grant money. If I got one from last year and this year, then I get grant money now. Again, how long do you want to get grant money? Now, we sell profit corps and nonprofits age from last year for $5,000 a set. Here is basically officer's list, tax ID, 3 divisions on top of that with it, all right, nonprofit workshop. Now, we can refile that and move it around any city and state you want. It's up to you. From there, or we can name it as whatever you want. So we charge with all those goodies plus the corp, all right, almost $6,000, $5,999. If you did it tonight with all those goodies, it's $29.99. Write it down because I'm going to just take it off here. And if you don't write it down, then you missed out if you want to right away. All right, again, we have a new Zelle. What do we have to do? Simple. I'm always going to say, and the office always picks on me, which they never should do. So sometimes I want to just say you're fired because you don't pick on the boss. So I'll say Zelle, 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 now. Simple. All right, but again, there's your new Zelle, so take a picture. Okay, there you go. Simple. Now let's think. Most of you are treading water, playing it safe. All right, these are 5 things are must have. To me, everything's rules and tools are put in place. We need a 750 score. We can build you up and get you credit as a way to build that up. Corporation divisions. All right, basically we need cash credit, 100,000 to 1,000,000. Next, we're going to need basically checkbook money, line of credit, and a checkbook and a debit card. From there, we need supply and vendor credit. So this is a must-have. So I hope you wrote it down. If not, you kind of missed it out. I told you to be prepared to write things down. Now, you have a corporation. Oh, goody for you. What happens is, do you have a bunch of cash credit yet? You have a bunch of divisions to daisy chain the credit. A, you're lacking that knowledge. So what do? I'll build your corp cash credit, or I'll hand you one for free, corporation. You just pay your filing fee. What is the goal? Stop bringing the pain home. Put your ducks in a row. Let me repackage you my way because I think your way sucks. And then I'm going to get you to millionaire. Okay? I've done this for 49 years. So we can look at past clients. Glenn lived in his Pinto car for 3 years. He lost his job. His wife divorced him. Get a new woman, a better one. Okay? What do? Brand new house, brand new truck, and brand new business doing $1 million a year. We look at like people coming out of prison. Freeway Ricky Dicky Ross, $3 million in credit. Thomas was in prison for 26 years. Brand new dump trucks, $5 million business in 6 months. But he did what I told him to do. Michael, God rest his soul. All right, we have Arnold, presidents. We have basically Costner, Giovanni for Pixar, college professor by the university. We have Steve, who's basically Superman for Gold's Gym. Cooker and Bain, God rest his soul. And I got her $1 million too as well. I'm known as the Incorporated for Rich and Famous, by the way. So if we look at this today, what did you do? I believe you sat at the kitchen table and you said, honey, we're going to start a business. We're going to jack up our credit cards, drop our score, get stuck, can't get any more, hawk our house, or bring the pain home to you and me, and we're going to be stupid. Well, that's what you did. I mean, why would you do that? Last my job, stop it. Before you jacked up the cards, you should have asked them to increase them. Next thing is these don't fluctuate up to $1 million friggin' dollars. That's a 750. Your problem is your lack of knowledge is your stupidity. You're not stupid, but I'll bet you we all fall stupid at one time or another. So let's do this. Let's stop bringing the pain home. Let's protect our family and protect our assets. So what do we get to do? Write it down. All cards fluctuate. That's how it works. When I designed the 25-20 rule, when I was training Ken Yarborough, pretty simple. If all cards fluctuate, what about the two that don't? See, you jacked up the wrong damn card and got stuck. That's on you. So I would tell you flat out, American Express, Platinum, or Gold do not what? Fluctuate. This is what helps you get to 750 score. Now, if you screwed them up in the past, division of me will solve your problem. All right. So raise rules and tools. That's the goal. So I'd like you to write down irs.gov. I want you to learn to connect the dots, okay? Connecting the dots are pretty important. All right, John had to say hi back, John. All right, perfect numbers, 02, 25, 20, 25. Hey, you're getting the pattern now. Good, I understand. So I think that's good. You're listening, you're learning. We're going to get to that process. So as we do this process today. So, all right, $199 for a personal call. That's right. If it was written down, it was Zell tonight. Do not sell me $1. Do not sell me anything else besides that. If you don't sell that, the answer's no. Now, why do I want you to go to irs.gov? Number one, some of you haven't filed your tax returns. Fix the problem. So let's say tonight. Now, you can't take a picture because I told you not to. I want you to write it down and get it here. I want you to go irs.gov and get us at SS4. All right, they have that form right online. The 1244 helps you get back in the system, offer and compromise IRS. 1023 is the nonprofit. 4506T or C, a creditor is going to send you that form. Be prepared. Download that copy. The 456, that's basically what are you going to do? Negotiate, offer, and compromise. From here, what? UCC1, download that off Google. Irrevocable trust. See, if you're going to get to millionaire, you got to connect the dots. That's the biggest problem people are missing about connecting the dots and what they're trying to do on TikTok, YouTube, or even Google. See, wearing a baseball cap backward, act like they're geniuses. But again, what do? We have to hit the foundation. We have to plan the problem. Now, what's a corporation again? A legal person. Your corp's allowed 4 things under raised rules, but it's up to you. I'd say 4 reasons only. It buffers tax. No tax is due to you profitable. Corporate credits are write-off, doesn't show up on personal file. Car is fleet price, and then you get to stay at the hotel and get a free buffet. See, I don't believe your corp should do business. When you named it after you, that's called stupid. When you name what it does, that's called double stupid. Because all you do is what it says, and then they sue you because you named it after you. That's called stupid. See, we're not stupid, but the reality is we do stupid all the time. The divisions, line of defense, they're cheap, multiple functions, buy at wholesale price, multiple credit reports, separate liability for real estate. So our function should always be a line of defense. Line of defense. So a corporate umbrella, debt follows tax ID. If we do this correctly, we get to win. All right. So let's think. All right. Who guarantees literally the house, the credit card, or the franchise? You'll need two divisions per what you're trying to do. One to receive it, one to guarantee it. You have no choice. And that's why 9 needs to be 18 or 1836, 3672. So what do? It'll never hurt you to have more divisions you need, but it will hurt you when you don't have enough. So if we don't want to be a duck and a sheep, what do? We get a corporation and 9 divisions. Why 9? It's simple. We want one of these times 9. What does that create? Up to $1 million of credit. The business finances itself, write it off on its interest rate and its taxes as well. We can daisy chain the credit. So I believe that's the blueprint you really want. All right, so let's understand this and never bring the pain home. So it's like Danny, one of my partners in business. He was responsible for setting up all the divisions. He got sloppy and not doing it fast enough. See, when you close escrow, you're going to have them sign a new lease. Each lease should be a different name, especially when there's 64 units. You don't want one to sue you, screw you up, and screw it all up. What? You can also learn to become the bank. He had to basically negotiate a settlement with one of the tenants that slipped and fell out of the bathtub and broke her toe. It's our fault, right? So he had to settle it. Simple. So if we understand division process, the goal would be literally, how many divisions do I need? Depends on what type of business. If we were to say we want to partner up in a storage unit today, based on the credit I build you, it might be 2 of you with me, 4 of you with me, or just you and me. Depends what we have as a down payment. So again, what happens? 9 makes it 18. Okay, 18 makes it 36, and then 36 is 72. So division process. So let's understand. When I put in my book decades ago, corporation, 3 divisions, 2 and 1 more. That's the goal. See, a division should be the duck and the sheep, not you or the corporation too. This can build up to $16 million of credit. So the $1 million maker can be you as long as you have corporations and divisions. Our goal is to daisy chain the credit per entity, which we're allowed to. So if we want, we should get all 4 of these because these don't fluctuate over here too, but these actually get up to $100,000 paid over time limit. So if we add all 4, we can accomplish the goal. So that's what I'd like to lend you for too. So if I got you the American Express Platinum card, my next thing, would you like personal and business? Would you like division, or would you like basically employee card? How many would you like? See, this is the way they're structured. American Express, they have it the gold now. Well, what happens with American Express about 17 years ago, I kept pushing for all the applications for business cash credit to put divisions on it, and they actually did it 17 years ago. So every business application for corporate credit asks if you have a division. Now, let's understand. American Express is always pushing this. This is amazing. They want to know if I want 99 more cards. When you log into the dashboard, it says, would you like 99 more cards? It's ridiculous. 99 more cards. But again, that's what they offer. Kind of silly, huh? Now let's get the line of credit personal. Then we want to get the business one. It's called Blueprint Loan. Then we want to become what? A manager and leveraging money into more money. Friends, and what will we do? Here's what happens with all of you. Some of you had $25,000, $50,000, $100,000, and what you bring in as a business, you spend it to pay the bills, and you go broke. If we leverage the money, reference 3 times 5, that becomes 5 times the money. For instance, a reference of 225 became 1.125 million. You build the business off borrowed money because it offsets the taxes. then you never run out of money. If we did it my way, like my client who won the lottery, I had him reference 3 times 5, and that's a reference of 3 what? 3 million. And they gave him 5 times that, which is $15 million of credit. Pay the tax, bought a McDonald's. So you have to learn reference 3 times 5, which I've been teaching to rich and famous people for 49 years. All right. Now, with your bank, whatever you bank with, find out if they have a business CD. For instance, Wells Fargo or Chase, they have a business CD. So wherever you bank, find that question so you can leverage money. As we look at manageable debt, offset taxes, 100,000 of personal credit, that is a must. Auto income, 100,000 of business credit. So that's what the goal is, and that business becomes $1 million times 9 divisions. The goal would be to leverage money into more money. But again, what do? Let's say you allow me to rebuild you personally, 100,000 in corporation. That borrow money, all right, you're going to buy your lifetime income, which means, all right, franchise or basically real estate. Those are the long-lasting businesses I would tell you to do. Again, I would like you to think about Nevada. Let's understand. I get Wyoming, stop it. I get Delaware, stop it. 1995, everybody in bank were credit card from Delaware. They decided to disclose information. Wyoming, you can't open a damn bank account. All right? If you want one there, you need a real office and an address. Nevada is basically the #1 state for all this because you offset taxes, and they have no damn tax. And I've set up 10 times Nevada Corp to anybody on this planet to this day. 2009, I was the largest registered agent in the world before I died in a coma. In the future, when you get to profit zone, you're going to want your LLC in Nevada, by the way. So what do? The dashboards. Dashboards, the way I set them up in '87, is a tax ID under there and a credit report. So we could actually build credit, cash credit, or tax ID. But again, it's your choice. Do you want to be a millionaire yet? Or would you have basically what? The millionaire corporation. Each property is an address, credit file, and more credit. So we look at financial series, tax balancing, become the bank in buckets of money. So I designed it for me. But again, I want you to do that too as we play the game. Once again, when I have an oh shit day, if I can save you some money, I give you an opportunity to last only during a webinar. Bad customer. Okay, once again, I got a cashier's check for $32,000. He deposited my account on 31st of January. And what happened is he would have checked his bank, that bounced, and then come back to pull it for me a month later. I called oh shit. So extra discounts today. Before I have to transfer, you have an opportunity to save a lot of money. If you don't do it tonight, don't worry, the opportunity is not going to happen anymore. It's just going to be standard pricing. If I do a division for you, and my dashboards I set up in '87, I must put history there. That's what establishes the division. After we daisy chain credit, then we want a tax ID to do separate billing and reapply. Tax ID debt follows. So tonight, this is something I want to do that's really weird. It gives you an opportunity. A division is set up with bank account. No, it's set up with what? Spirit and Chandler and Equifax. Credit reports, you add it to your bank account. So what happens is simple here. Or if you wanted 3 divisions, all right, with 10,000 of credit, or it's $19.99. If you don't want any credit, it's basically going to be $9.99 for 3. You get 9 for $39.99 with credit. No credit, that's 25,000 of credit, $19.99. Here you have 12, $69.99 and 75,000 credit, or without credit. All right, $29.99. Now take your picture, because what I'm about to show you is a one chance opportunity, and it's only good tonight by Zelle. If you can't Zelle, can't do it tonight, don't worry, the opportunity's gone. It happens once in a blue moon when I have an oh shit day. So what do? It's very simple. So tonight, during this webinar only, okay, you're allowed to get 4 times the divisions, okay, for the same price. I hope you made a copy and you took your picture. So when you get 3 tonight, I'm going to give you 12. 9, 27, 12, I'm going to give you 48 because I want you to have 50 divisions. But again, what you should do is simple. Again, what I say, take that picture. This is an opportunity all right, tonight with or without credit. If it's not done by Zelle tonight, it's okay because that opportunity's gone away. There's your new Zelle information for us. Again, it's a Zelle. Take your picture. All right, it's very simple. Ray at RayReynoldsFinancialServices.com. All right, and it's Ray's credit. Simple to do. There you go. It's a new Zelle. From here, the goal would be if I get you a credit card for the parent company, then I want one for the division. Then I want to do it again and again. It's called daisy chaining. I created that in the 80s, what I did for me. So every entity is a legal what again? And I get credit files again and again and again. Line of defense. Line of what? Defense. So the ability is to play the game to win. So again, what do? Each entity, each division separates liability. Again, we might have an what day like I had today. Okay, and no one expects a check from a month and a month ago to basically be pulled back from the bank, especially when it was a cashier's check. But hey, I have bullshit days too. I tell people all the time. See, I share the pain, but it gives you a discount if you want to play with me. Now, my book called Buckets of Money, I took 41 divisions, 18 months, and I dissected 4.6 million to 190,000 a month. This is where I created cash flow free at my time. The notes behind that were $1.1 billion. So I realized that I did all kinds of goodies to do that too. But again, that's up to you to learn how to do buckets of money. Every location should be known as a bucket of money. But again, that's from 98, by the way. So the next one was 4.6 million. Then I went to 16 million. Next one after that was 32. I'm trying to protect literally $53 million of credit. So entities that loaning out money gave me the ability to do cash flow for your time. Now, I'm sorry, this is pathetic. This man needs to drive Uber, Lyft, or DoorDash. He needs to go to the church for the food. I came out of coma the day before coma, 3.7 billion of worth through corporate structure. Then I came home to be homeless. Sucks. I take my 3 divisions of me, my 5 closet divisions. I built $1 million of credit in 6 weeks, and I bought my wife her next dream house. There's no reason for anybody to stay down. They choose to because of their lack of knowledge. It's kind of their silliness and their stupidity. People aren't stupid. They just follow stupid. So again, buckets of money. Now today I need you to do some work. I want you to change your driver's license, insurance, registration to a P.O. box or mailing address. I don't want you to give that out to a stranger in a bumpity bump. But again, you're the money making machine. Now remember that blueprint call tonight. Very simple. If you want one, it's a Zelle of $6.99 tonight. If it's not done tonight, you missed the opportunity. Okay, what do? If you want me to rebuild you, I'm going to go for $750 to $770. I'm going to give you card up to $10,000. I'm going to do basically a rapid rescore to boost your score. Then I'm going to dispute any negative for 9 months. We're going to normally charge $14.99 for that. You go to class Friday or Saturday or both. Tonight, that discount is literally $9.99. But again, that's how we want to rebuild you. But it's up to you too. So that gets you ready for CFO readiness. So if you have a corp, no good, no problem. Let me build the one you have. If not, I'll hand you one for free. You pay your filing fee. Still got to rebuild you to CFO. But what happens next is I want to give you 10 times your investment. I want to give you 25,000 of credit for $24.99. That's 10 times your money. I want to put you in classes Friday and Saturday. The ultimate goal. Now, if that was done tonight, I'm going to give you $50,000 of credit. That's right, $50,000, and I'm going to charge you $19.99. But again, that is a Zelle information only. Now, if you want to start selling, supply vendor credit, you can. It's OPM money. All right, vendors are up to 90 days, $100,000, $1 million of credit, Dun & Bradstreet. So we could take a picture of this today, simple. Supply credit turns into cash. That's what I did for me when I came out of that coma. About $51,000 of cash credit from supply credit. Help you balance your debt. Then you sell on Amazon and eBay. Okay, I believe you need $100,000 of personal credit, 29% utilization means you have 71,000 of what? All right, safety credit, because you have to be prepared. I think that's where most of you screwed it up. You jacked it up and screwed it up no matter what. Corporate credit needs to start at 100,000, if not more. We need to multiply that. So if I get to repackage you like Humpty Dumpty, I'm going to go with the Green Spark. They have 3, 1 for 100,000 and 2 for 30. So that's 160 times 9. B of A times 9, Wells Fargo times 9, Inks times 9, and Gold times 9. So if we did this correctly, we can take 10 cards up to $10 million of credit. Again, we multiply it. From there, we have to go to the bank. Banks are the only ones who give you what's called checkbook money. It's a checkbook and a debit card. So here's my 5 favorites. Simple. I call that checkbook money. Now that could be up to $5.4 million of credit. Again, divisions allow us to create a business plan up to $1 million. It justifies that. So again, badcustomer.com. Nope, bad customer. I woke up this morning. I looked at my phone, had an alert. I'm up at 2:25 every day. See the alert and said, what the what? What? We had to figure this out. I had called the bank twice, called them 5 times today. But again, extra discounts today, because before I transfer, you have an opportunity to get a discount. Now, here's 100,000 of credit. The office sells this usually about 10%. They do give a discount. The discount is very simple. It's $79.99. Your discount tonight is $4,999. But because of what happened today to us, I want to do something a little different. I want to do something weird. Okay? I want to give you, all right, 100,000 of personal credit, $100,000 of business credit for the same price. That's right. I'm going to double down on it tonight, which means you get 100,000 of personal, 100,000 for business for that $49.99. If it's a Zelle, if it's not, then you miss the opportunity. Opportunity only comes up when I have a shit day. Hopefully I don't have any more. But again, that's your opportunity today. If you don't do it, I'm going to say you blew it. But again, it takes 100,000 of credit for business, 100,000 for personal. Now we look at basically what? Let's say you put in money for a program right now. You put $1,000 and you want that 100,000. You would pay your difference. All right, you'd pay 4,000 tonight to get that 100,000. You would pay basically if you put 2,000, you pay 3,000. Okay, you put $24.99, you pay balance $24.99. Take that picture. It's good tonight only. Now 50,000 of credit's good. I'd say let's use 50,000 for you and 50,000 for the corporation. I'd say it needs to be 100,000. So tonight, usually that 50,000 is $39.99. All right, the discount I was going to give you is $24.99. All right, and if you did it tonight, that becomes $100,000. That's right, for $24.99 by Zelle only. 25,000, no problem. That could be 25,000 for you and for the corporation as well. So the $19.99, we're going to say it's $12.50. That's right, $12.50, and I'm going to do 25 for you and the corporation. But that's an opportunity tonight only. See, not every day I have a shit day, but I had one today. So again, that's a Zelle payment only. Do not ask, can you do it tomorrow or next week? The answer is no. If you can't do it, then you blew it. It's that simple. There's your new Zelle, now. Up to you. From there, money making machine is important to me. Okay, I think we need income, the ultimate goal. Now, if you need a profit corporation, profit or non, or last year, we sell them for $5,000 each. Okay, very simple. Not going to discount that one at all. From there, I don't think you have your time. I think your time has you. I'd like you to get up an hour early every day to find your me time. If we focus on boring and steady, and you look around your city, let's go by the neighborhood, okay? Let's go buy the things you should have bought a long time ago before you waste all the money you have in the past. But that's up to you. As we play, we have the Ray Reynolds Investment Group. This is where we partner up if we do a business together, or if I do it for you, no matter what, or I teach you how to do it yourself. But the ultimate goal is auto income experts. Since I created it, probably I'm the expert. So what do? We can partner together and have some fun. We can basically invest and you can become the bank. That was what I tell you to do. Let's own it, let's run it, okay? But again, it requires $100,000 usually because you want 50,000 down on something, maybe 75, you want some reserve while you close an escrow. Personal, you need that just to survive. So again, what do we look at? Ray Reynolds, auto income. That's the blueprint you should be focusing on right now. $100,000 to $1 million a month, and that's the goal. So again, this is the kind of business that I would basically try to get you into. Okay, hopefully you want that because I'm going to do it for you, with you, or I basically show you how. Ultimate goal, we reach the goal. Again, our location system works pretty good, and we can basically partner up if we want to. So this year's 2025, we have the ability to run, not look back. And I never ever doubted what I'm going to do. That's my thing. I don't doubt. I always going to reach the goal, and I don't have any doubt at all. Again, when you look at coaching, that means you're stuck with me. The ultimate goal is to look at your case every 5 days, and usually every other week we're on the phone together. All right, tonight again, bad customer. Cashier's check gets reversed after a month, 32,000. So you can get some extra bonuses tonight if you did it tonight. Phone call again, very simple. A 2-parent call, all right, up to an hour in time. You and your partner of life with me, and basically the office is $19.99. All right, I discount it to $9.99 normally. Tonight it is $6.99 if it's Zelle only. What do we do? There's your Zelle. Ultimate goal, take that picture, understand our Zelle, and that's how you get the discount tonight too. All right, now what I always did is very simple. As I built the corporate credit, I always took about 40,000 off of a card or line of credit. That's usually my laundromat, car wash, or dry cleaner. The 100,000 usually a storage unit. Apartment complex, about the 250, about that as well. So we look at boring and steady. That's what makes sense. All right, again, I'm going to make sure you understand. We had an old shit day this morning, $32,000 worth. So again, extra discounts if it's done tonight, only by Zelle, only by Zelle. Now the mini coaching, this is a blueprint call. You get a call after that with me as well, 10,000 of credit and a wrapper rescore. So again, that's usually $4,000. Tonight it is $19.99. So again, make sure you write that down. If it's done tonight, it's by Zelle only. Next thing is the 6 weeks. 6 weeks. I want to blueprint you. I want 25,000 in credit. I want a rapid rescore. All right, expedited. I want all workshops, level 1, 2, and 3 in specialty. All right, normally it's 12 grand. Tonight is $59.99. If it's done tonight, $39.99 tonight by Zelle only. Not done tonight, the opportunity is off the table. Okay, there's your Zelle. Like I said, okay, I'll give a discount before I do a transfer. All right, let's say we want 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. Then we have to change our mindset. IRS says 5 million below a small company. So the goal would be, all right, we look at that, we want basically what, $5 million goal. That's what it should be. But again, what do we have to do? Increase limits, daisy chain credit. We got to get you to, we'll fight to help you get it, we get it, or I do it for you. Either way, the goal is to accomplish the goal. From here, like I said, bad customer, you're going to get that through your head. Only reason I'm going to do this tonight, simple, very simple. What do we do? All right, increase the limits and daisy chain credit. That's the ultimate goal. So if you wanted basically us to do that for you, with you, that's what a coaching program is, and our calls are every other week. From here, it's very simple. 3 months of coaching with me is $9,000. The only difference is tonight, okay, instead of $50,000 of credit, if you did it tonight, you get $250,000 of credit. From there, if you wanted the 6 months was a 16 grand, instead of 100,000, it's a $500,000 of credit. Okay, again, it's offered one time only. If you wanted the year, it's 32,000. But again, I'm going to give you $1 million of credit, 1 million, if it was done tonight. But that is a Zelle payment. Simple. Again, if it's not Zelle, then the opportunity is bye-bye. So becoming an income, buying an income. I had a problem in the late 80s. They're shrinking the credit limits I have. It's like, are you kidding me? I got about $53 million of credit. So I decided to look up C191D and loan out money because I could. If you put $5,000 in a bucket of money, you'll double the money, almost doubling it, and your 80910 is what you get on a monthly base. But again, brokers want $2,000 for the first 4. They get a little fee too. So you could put credit or cash into that. I'd say Zell tonight to do, but it's up to you. We could play the game to win, but again, you're gonna have to follow through. Now again, I'm gonna say bad customer, 32,000 bad check, ultimate discount tonight. Let's think. If you wanted a big line of credit, I would say like Bank of America. They do a good one for 50, and they stack them on top of each other. Chase will do 250. Stellar Bank will. The American Express, they have this blueprint loan, which is nice, and we charge $5,000 to set it up. Why? Because I'm using my bank account to my reference for you. If it was done tonight, $2,500 setup. That's right. If it was done tonight, we'll obtain the 250. All right, up to the 250. The gateway is in the platform of the Platinum card. It's a blueprint loan. From there, we want to daisy chain it to each one of the divisions. And then we charge 10% after we get to that loan. Again, tonight's the setup fees half price. But again, we get to multiply that as well. And we partner up. All right, do you have $500,000 coming in and out of your accounts? I have big accounts and I have small accounts. These are my 2 small accounts. So what do? All right, we look at basically December. All right, in both accounts, basically what do we get? And the average for that to get the big line of credit and blueprint loan, almost $400,000 a month. We look at January, same thing. We look at almost $500,000 of money a month. So it's not hard for them to say up to 250. But again, this is what David got, 240, Keith 165, Dana 125, Mary 175, and Carrie got 210. Use that money for bridge loan or franchise. Again, that's what you get to do. What happens again, we set it up. Our setup fee is $5,000. If it was done tonight, it's half price of $2,500. And then once we obtain it, we're going to get you going to charge you basically 10% on the back end. So we get it to that 250. Again, you get to save a little money tonight, half price on the setup, if it's a Zell payment. Again, that's what you get to do. So help me, help you, and help other people. That's the Ultimate Goal referral program. And it's an affiliate program as well. So we can actually look at banks, grocery stores, and cities, how they bankrupt locations and stay in business and write off on their taxes. When we can have 3 divisions of ourselves, 3 chances to try. As long as we're trying, we're not dying. If not trying, we might as well be dead. So let's give it a hell of a try. Let's roll the dice under the corporate structure. But again, stop bringing the pain home. Become a certified CFO. Reprogram your brain to millionaire status. That's the ultimate goal by looking behind the curtain. But it's up to you as well. Me, I'm always going to try to do my best. Jesus does the rest. Amen to that too. All right, so all of us have the ability to listen and learn and the ability to follow through. Ultimate goal is going to be up to you. How long does it take to build supply credit after setting up a corporation? Well, it depends. If you do things in the corporation, usually supply credits in about 90 days, to be honest with you. It's not that hard to do. But again, pretty well up to you as well. I have to make a deposit to make a Zell. Can I tonight to Zell? If it's not done tonight, John, no way. Because I have to do a transfer to solve the problem having a shit day. So you got an opportunity if you did it now. It's going to be up to you. During the week, 800-254-9506. But again, that's an opportunity tonight. The ultimate goal, like I said before, being in business, starting one, it's like, hey, you're going to have to feel like you're falling to the cliff half the time. Again, if you got what it takes, you'll get there. So what do? We do our best. God does the rest. Amen to that too. Never forget, at the end of the day, God loves us all.